So I wasn't planning on doing a video today, but I had to talk about this. Like my throat isn't the best at the moment. I do have a cold and I am under the weather, but I just needed to talk about this. I needed to talk about Mufasa, the Lion King prequel to the live action movie. Specifically the live action movie, not the great and amazing, one of the greatest films ever made, original 1994 Lion King movie. No, it's based on the Lion King remake and is going to be live action as well. So we already know it's going to be terrible just from that alone. But yes, it's going to be based on that. I do wonder. I really do wonder if they're going to use the exact same no face animations. Like I can do better. I can do more facial expressions than what's in that movie, and that's saying something. That's sad. That's sad to say. So I'm very curious to see what kind of animation they do go for. But let's talk about this because I cringed so hard. It sounds white. It sounds exactly white. It sounds white. Like it's so god awful sounding already. So basically, the D23 Expo happened, and they showed off a bunch of Disney stuff, showed off a bunch of trailers, and one of them they showed off like a very brief little trailer for the Mufasa Lion King movie, which I couldn't call Lion King 2 because it's not a remake of Lion King 2, so yeah, it's simply called Mufasa. Simply called, yeah, Mufasa, this guy. Um, And yes, I did wear a Mufasa shirt just for this. They showed off a little trailer there showing him as a cub. Getting washed away by the river kind of thing. It's got to be all alone on a journey by himself. Kind of thing. It's that kind of story. It's a story of how he became who he is, how he became from the bottom of the food chain all the way to the top and became a big, powerful leader. Because he wasn't born into it. He's not royalty. He's not. No, yep. He wasn't born into royalty. That's the story. Yep. Oh. Yep. So you know what? Cause. The main thing is that he's an orphan. Mufasa is an orphan. He's an orphan child that's gotta rise up to be king. You know what that means? You know what this means? You know what this means? It means Scar isn't his brother. Okay? Like, fuck, man. Really? 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 Because apparently the director also says, I really know this character. No, you clearly don't. Scar is his brother. It's his blood brother. It's...
As the king's brother.
Scar is his blood brother. That was very much said by the freaking director of the original film, who said, yeah, they were brothers. Yeah, sure, lions in the real world don't really have brothers because they kill each other and there's normally only one actual male lion in a pride. But but then the director is still just like, yeah, no, we still made them brothers because that's the story. That's the story, they're brothers. Here, nope, they're no longer brothers. Really? Really, movie? Really? I mean, why did I expect any better? Because now I already know what the story's going to be about. I know what we're going to do. And it's like we're going to try to synthesize with Scar, right? Because here's the story. Mufasa gets washed away, has to learn to kind of live by himself, and then eventually gets adopted by the family who then, like, are probably royalty or whatnot. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're not. Maybe they won't go in that direction. Maybe maybe Mufasa becomes the first king. But let's go with this. Mufasa gets founded by this family, whose son is Scar. So that's, the actual kid, the actual next in line to be king, right? But Mufasa proves himself to be a better person. He proves himself to be a bigger, he's able to take care of things. And so then the parents make him the king. Meaning you're supposed to feel sorry for Scar. Because Mufasa kind of comes in, yes, he proves himself to be a better king, But that's not how it works. That's not how monarchs work. You know, you don't just adopt a son and then go, yeah, that one's king. No, you use your actual goddamn son. Like, what a dick move by that family. Like, that's what I know is gonna happen. That's what I know is gonna happen. That's what I at least 80% believe is gonna happen. It's gonna be raised by his family, whose real son is Scar. Mufasa's gonna be the one the family likes, and they're gonna dismiss Scar. And so Scar is gonna hate Mufasa. He's always gonna hate Mufasa. And maybe that's it. Maybe they try and fight over the phone at the end. And then that's how he gets his scar. Because we already know they fight. They ruined that in the first movie. They ruined that in the remake. They basically said, yeah, they fought for the phone, basically.
I wouldn't dream of challenging you again.
He tried to take it from him, but failed, and so that's basically how he got a scar. They already said that. But obviously this new director is just going to do whatever the fuck he wants, apparently. Because, yeah, apparently, like, this is a quote from the director. I really knew this character. I loved him. But then, as I was reading this wonderful script, which didn't he work on? I'm kind of confused by that. I started really thinking about Mufasa and why he's great. Because he's a great dad. Yeah. And he's just a great king. That's why he's great. Sometimes it just kind of happens. Because he's a good guy. Maybe that's why. And then think about how people became great. It's crazy. I am not a king. I am not a king. But when I made my movie, because he's basically known for doing one movie called Moonlight that I've never heard of. It's not a mainstream movie. I don't think anyone I know has ever heard of it. Just saying, just saying. And then it was on stage at the Oscars with this movie Moonlight. And 5 of my best friends and colleagues were also there. And what you'll learn in the story is that Mufasa is great because of the family and friends he has. And that's what helped him along the way. Meaning he self-inserted himself as Mufasa in this movie. Yep, he self-inserted himself as Mufasa into this movie. Because he's like, I'm not a king, I'm not a king. But then I felt like a king when I was up on stage because of this one movie I did that people loved, apparently. Never heard of it. I'm sorry. It could be probably a pretty good movie. I don't know. I don't know anything of it. I'm just saying I never heard of it. Never heard anyone else talk about it or anything like that. That's the honest truth. And I'm just kind of saying, you know, he's that yes, he sees himself as this now as a king. He's seeing himself as a king. He's self-inserting himself into the story by being like, this is how I did it. This is how Mufasa's got to do it. That he's got to become this great person because of his friends and family. That, like I had. What family? What family? For one, Scar, because he's not really a great influence. He's not really a great influence, so how's that going to help him become a great king? It's not Scar, not that dude, that's for sure. Why can't he just be a great king? You have to do this whole story, but then yeah, he's an orphan. He doesn't, which we know he does have a family. There is a freaking family tree of all these characters. We know who his mum and dad is. Generally, you know, like not really like officially, sometimes kind of sorta, but like he does have a mum and dad, but now it's just like nope. But then also just taking out the whole, like, you know, how kings and queens work. And then I guess that's my other question. With Scar, then, is he going to be an orphan too? Or will he be officially this family? Because that's what I'm thinking. He's going to be from this family. And so then, or is he going to be another orphan? And then just like, no, they're going to pay all the attention to Mufasa because this other orphan sucks. It's just... And so then there'll be orphan brothers, basically, or just... I don't know. Either way, this whole thing just freaking sucks. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. Because yeah, it really does mean they're not brothers. They're not brothers. Taking away pretty much fucking everything, you know? His whole thing of being angry with Mufasa is that Mufasa is the big brother. He's the older brother.
Why, if it isn't my big brother?
So that's what made him in line to be king. And so he was probably practiced and probably taught how to be king and took those lessons to heart. So Scar probably wasn't taught how to be king or anything because he wasn't. He was thrown off to the side, and that's why he became bitter and angry over the years. And it just got worse and worse. And then he was at least first in line, but then Simba was born. And so then Simba was going to be king. And so that made it worse. That made his anger worse. And it became the Scar we know. But no, all that's kind of gone now. Like, that whole idea of them being brothers, you know, and just like why Scar is like that. No, we're going to get a whole new story as to why Scar is Scar. And we're going to have to probably sympathize with him now. Because that's the story they're going to go. They're going to go, oh, the poor villain. Oh. I'm sorry, but... effing stupid. Effing stupid. Why make him an orphan? Why? You could still do the story of Mufasa getting swept away in the rain and having to kind of learn by himself. You could still do that, but still have him be Mufasa. You'd still have him be a royal. You could still have moments with him and Scar. Oh, also, this movie is going to be fucking narrated by Timon and Pumbaa from the live action remake, who I absolutely hated. They were like one of the worst parts of the movie because they were so annoying. The jokes weren't funny. Pumbaa is goddamn Seth Rogen, who I absolutely damn well hate, and I don't understand why Disney keep on getting him when he does nothing but sex jokes and drugs and all that. That's his movies. That's what he does. Why Disney do you think it's okay to have him in kids' films? I don't understand. I don't like him. I don't like him at all. And yeah, he's gotta come back probably and to voice Timon and Pumbaa and just also just the idea of them narrating, just like why. That sounds stupid. It sounds very forced to like for merchandise or whatever to have Timon and Pumbaa still there. The movie sounds god awful. It sounds awful already. Even like just for that little bit of just like, yeah, no, he's an orphan, automatically just makes me just hate this freaking movie so much. So much. And like I said, it's a self-insert. He self-inserted himself as Mufasa. And that just makes me so pissed and just makes me so like cringe and just laugh. Just like, yeah, I'm going to self-insert myself as this character because, yeah, I'm king now. I'm a king now. And so, yeah, Mufasa had bad beginnings. He was just an orphan child and now had to grow to become one. Stupid. I am generally just, I don't like the remake, obviously. I hate that movie. It was one of the worst experience, it's the worst experience I ever had in cinemas. I goddamn hate it so much. I hate it. 0 out of 10 kind of movie, and I'm not expecting anything from this movie. I didn't want to cover it, I didn't want to talk about it, but I kind of had to. I had to when I saw that he was an orphan. But yeah, again, means Scar isn't his brother. Anyway, guys, done with the video. Have you enjoyed? Let me know down in the comments what you think. Throw this video a like, please. Pretty please, throw this video a like and subscribe to my channel because I love you if you do. Hit that bell icon, and VitoFox says, don't be like this director. Be who you want to be, guys. Alright, bye for now.